Good morning, students. Welcome back to ninth grade Science Biology. Chapter 14 Natural Resources. In this module, today we shall learn about natural resources part 1 and its importance. Students, our planet Earth is the only one on which life as we know it exists. The Earth is only planet known to man that supports life. A variety of plants and animals live on our planet. The resources available on Earth and the energy from the sun are necessary to meet the basic requirements of all life forms on the earth. Natural resources available on earth influence all life forms. In this lesson, we will learn about natural resources such as air, water, and soil, their importance, and the pollution of these resources. Students, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the earth as a biosphere, describe air as a natural resource, describe the role of air in control of climate, list the causes of air pollution, describe water as natural resource, list the causes of water pollution, describe soil as a natural resource, describe the formation of soil and list the causes of soil pollution and biogeochemicals and cycles. Students, do you know the three important natural resources of earth? Let us find out. The resources available on earth are land, water and air. The solid outermost layer of the earth crust and the rigid upper part of its mantle is called lithosphere. Students, the water that is found on the earth's surface above it is called clouds and below it as groundwater is called hydrosphere. It constitutes 75% of the earth's surface. The air covering the earth like a blanket is called atmosphere. The region of the earth where the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere interact and support life is called biosphere. The region of the earth where the atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere interact and support life is called the biosphere. What is biosphere? Yeah, students. Bio means life. Let us find out more. The biosphere has two components, biotic and abiotic factors. Living organisms constitute the biotic component of the biosphere. Air, water and soil constitute the abiotic component of the biosphere. Students, the biotic component utilizes natural resources like land, water and air to survive. Let us look at air as a natural resource. Air is a mixture of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor, which supports life. Let us now focus on the atmospheric gases that are used on earth like nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Nitrogen is used to produce a number of organic molecules like proteins. Nitrogen is fixed in plants and animals and is transformed to animals through the food chain. Plants and animals use oxygen for respiration and combustion of fossil fuels also requires oxygen. The other important atmospheric gas is carbon dioxide. It's mainly used by green plants for process of photosynthesis to prepare food in all green plants. Marine animals absorb atmospheric carbon dioxide and from carbonic acid. These carbonate ions are used by marine animals to make shells. Without oxygen or carbon dioxide, without these, living forms or biotic factors cannot sustain and survive. Students, I am sure there is more that air does for us, isn't it? That's right. Air helps to maintain a steady temperature on the earth during the day and controls the climate and the formation of rain. Let us see how. Here, there are three beakers. The first one is filled with water, the second one with soil, and the third is left empty. A thermometer is placed in each of the beakers. The beakers are placed in sunlight for 3 hours and the thermometer readings are taken. Do you notice a difference on these readings? The temperature reads more in the second beakers than in the others. This indicates that soil gets heated faster than the water and air. We perform the same experiment on the shade. This is how the temperature stands the shade or shadow. This time the temperature reads more in the first beaker than in the others. This indicates that soil gets cooled faster than the water and air, since soil gets heated faster than the water. The air above land also gets heated faster than the air above water bodies. During the day, heated air above the land starts rising, creating a low pressure area. This causes air to move from a high pressure area over the sea to a low pressure area over the land. This creates a sea breeze. This is the reason why land near water bodies gets cooler faster. Cool. Yes, it is cool. That's why we like the seaside best, isn't it, students? But if all this happens in the day, what happens at the night? At night, since soil cools faster than the water, the air above the land is cooler than the air above the sea. This causes air to move from a high pressure area over the land to a low pressure area over the sea, creating a land breeze. Is it clear? However, it is not only the temperature but some other factors that are equally important, like rotation of the earth, presence of mountains and altitudes, etc. Apart from the causing land and sea breezes, air also helps to form rain. Let us see how water bodies get heated during the day and water evaporates in the air. Hot air rises and carries the water vapor with it. As the air rises, it cools. This causes the vapor to condense into tiny water droplets. When these droplets go bigger, they fall down as a rain. This process is called precipitation. When the temperature is low, precipitation may occur in the form of a snow, sleet or hail. Is it clear, students? In many parts of India, rain is brought by seasonal winds called monsoons. There are two types of monsoons. Those are southwest and northeast monsoons. Is it clear, students? Can you understand how the rain falls? southwest monsoon brings the maximum amount of rainfall for India. Look at what I got for you, this important map which shows to you to understand rainfall pattern of India. These regions in India receives high rainfall and show maximum biodiversity. These regions have moderate rainfall while these areas receive low rainfall and show minimum biodiversity. Students, the contamination of air with the chemicals, smoke, dust particles and disease causing agents is called air pollution. Now let us know causes of air pollution. Burning of fossil fuels contributes to the addition of suspended unburned hydrocarbon particles into the air. Fuels like coal and petroleum also release nitrogen and sulfur oxides into the air. These oxides of nitrogen and sulfur dissolve in air and form acid rain. Very important question, students. What is acid rain? Breathing of this pollutant or polluted air causes allergies, cancer and heart diseases. Now let us look at the another natural resource, water. It is found on the earth's surface, under the ground and in the atmosphere as water vapor. Most of the water on the earth's surface found in seas and oceans is saline water. Fresh water is found frozen at the two poles on snow-covered mountains and in rivers and lakes. The availability of water is one of the main factors that decide vegetation and diversity of life in an area. Water is essential for the survival of plants and animals and all living beings. A cellular process takes place in a water medium. Water is essential. The contamination of water by sewage, chemicals, fertilizers and other harmful substances is called water pollution. Let us know the causes of water pollution. Industries, chemicals and urban waste materials are dumped into the rivers and lakes. Fertilizers and pesticides used in farms dissolve in water. Dissolved oxygen is needed by aquatic animals arise in the water temperature, removes the dissolved oxygen and causes the death of many aquatic animals, and it prevents the allow of oxygen supply to all the aquatic organisms which depend in water bodies. Is it clear, students? Students, these are the reasons for water pollution. How will you prevent the air pollution and water pollution? We'll learn in the next video. Students, look at the page number in your textbook 189. You have the activities, activity 14.1, 14.2, 14.3 and you have the activities in water pollution 14.6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Go through these activities and do these activities at home. You can understand the reasons and causes for air and water pollution. Is it clear, students? Yeah, all these can affect the life forms that are found in these water bodies in the various ways. It can encourage the growth of some life forms and harm some other life forms. This affects the balance between various organisms which had been established in that system. So here, suffocation of air, stagnant of water or scarcity of water. Also, reasons for spreading of diseases. Can you understand the video, students? Thank you for watching the video.